Ang unang window ng Gilas Pilipinas, 2 laban kontra sa Guam. Lahat naman in-expect ang Gilas na manalo convincingly, pero that doesn't mean na we should discredit these wins immediately. They were good, honest wins. Hindi nga lang sila mukhang pulido, pero meron namang mga binago. So dito sa video, gusto kong pag-usapan yung kanilang sa program, mga maliliit na panalo. Napansin ko kasi na parang wala nang masyadong gumagawa nito. Magbigay ng ovation, allergic tayo. Kaya ako na lang ang magsasakripisyo. Susubukan ko maging voice of reason sa mundo na mainitin ng ulo. Pero para sure, pag-uusapan ko, hindi lang yung mga binago. Pero pati na rin ang future nila na merong chance na bumiglang liko. Pero before we get into it, pag-usapan muna natin ng mabilis ang window 1 ng Gilas Pilipinas against Guam sa FIBA Asia or FIBA World Cup qualifiers. 2 laban kontra sa Guam, Gilas went 2-0. Game 1 was a convincing win, tambak. It was QMB's first game and first start as part of the Gilas team. It was the usual Gilas Pilipinas game. Slow start, makakahabol, tapos some Justin Brownlee heroics. Yun naman yung recipe ng Gilas Pilipinas under Coach Tim. Natapos sa score na 87-46, panalo ang Gilas. And then pagdating naman ng Game 2, home court na ng Pilipinas. This time, tuluyan ng uminit si Jericho Cruz, who finished the game with 27 big points para sa Guam. And for Gilas, again, unsurprisingly, it was the usual. Again, Brownlee made big shots nung kinailangan. Dwight Ramos also contributed well. Tapos yung vets, diba, as usual, they played more than the younger players. Another solid outing from QMB, the new guy, and Kevin Kiambao continued to prove na part na talaga siya ng core ng Gilas team. Now, pagkatapos ng lahat ng to, ano na ngayon? Personally ako, conflicted ako. Ako na magsasabi nun. Conflicted ako, hindi rin ako sure. Nakikita ko kasi yung parehas na point of view. And hindi ako gaanong makapag-decide kung alin yung may mas bilang sa dalawa. So, sa video na to, gusto kong i-dissect, gusto kong pag-usapan, gusto kong samahan nyo ako na i-unpack lahat ng yon. At sisimulan natin sa isang bagay na ayaw gawin ng marami. Which is pag-usapan yung positives. Disclaimer, I am not a shill. Okay? Hindi ako bayad. Hindi ako biased. Well, may konting bias. Pero normal naman yon. Pero hindi ako kumbaga hindi ako truther. And hindi ako bayad para sabihin to. Hindi ko pinipilit yung sarili ko na sabihin na yung mga positives or whatever. As a matter of fact, I don't think people from the industry likes me. I don't think gusto nila ako. I am speaking from my own thoughts, from my own observation. So, ngayon na naset ko na yung context, pag-usapan na natin yung positives na yon, yung mga small wins na yon, ika nga, ng Gilas, bago pa magsimula yung window actually. Keyword again is small, okay? Dadaanan natin lahat bago tayo pumunta sa kabila, which, is the more normal, kumbaga pinpoints or topics na pinag-uusapan usually sa Gilas, which is more negative, hindi naman negative, pero more critical. So first of all, meron ako listahan dito. Nilista ko specifically yung mga small wins na yon. Okay? And gusto ko lang din iset yung context na ang humahandle ng program is Coach Tim. Okay? As a follower of Barangay Ginebra, Coach Tim is not the guy you'd expect to make sudden changes. Kumbaga, hindi siya yung tipo ng coach or, hindi siya yung tipo ng decision maker na he's going to all of a sudden change things up. Kumbaga, rigid kasi siya and unfortunately, medyo stubborn as much as, it's quite harsh. Hindi naman siguro harsh, pero yun yung reality. Hindi siya ganong open for change and magsistick siya sa kung ano yung alam niya, kung ano yung nagdala sa kanya sa current stature niya as a head coach or kung ano yung na-achieve niya sa career niya so far. So, first of all, pinaka-iconic or unang move na ginawa ni Coach Tim. Overcorrection sa ginawa ni Coach Chot na parang pasok-labas ng players, di ba? Malaki yung pool, tapos pasok ng player, labas dito, etc. So, parang medyo gumulo. So, ang overcorrection ni Coach Tim is, gumawa ng 12-man lineup na 12 lang talaga. So, syempre, 50-50 yun, 50%, parang tama yan, continuity, pero at the same time, diba, parang masyadong manipis yung 12. Pwede ba natin dagdagan? So, dinagdagan naman nila eventually. They've added more players, diba? And then, all of a sudden, parang feeling naman ng lahat na parang obsolete yung lineup, ang daming vets, bakit puro PBA player? Pwede ba mag-add tayo ng, best players talaga natin, hindi yung sa, bias sa PBA. So, they did that naman. They've added, at one point, Ren Sabando for consideration, Xavier Lucero, even Troy Rosario. They worked on Xavier Lucero's papers. I don't know anong update doon. Mukhang malabo na si Xavier, unfortunately. Pero diba, paborito ng lahat si Ren Sabando. Nilagay nila for consideration. Hindi nakapasok, unfortunately. Pero it showed na open naman sila to add. Open naman sila to change. Pero nag-focus tayong lahat na, diba, bakit may Troy? Another thing na nangyari, Kai Soto, unfortunately, went down. So, ang nangyari nung Asia Cup, diba, they trusted KQ and Carl Tamayo more. So, yung Asia Cup na yun, lumabas talaga yung laro ni Kevin Kiambao. Nakita natin si Kiambao, parang siya yung naging third leading scorer for this team. Or third na mas pinaka-inaasahan na player to score sa team na to. And it was a good sign. Medyo warm naman yung mga tao. Si Tamayo din, nung Asia Cup, hindi ko lang alam kasi ngayon, 5 minutes lang nilaro against Guam ni Tamayo. Una sa lahat, bakit? Pangalawa, anyway. Pero ayun, KQ and Carl, nung Asia Cup, diba, nung nawala si Kai, diba, they began to trust KQ more. I don't know about Tamayo right now, pero they should, honestly, kasi Tamayo has been cooking sa KBL, and ano bang pakialam ko sa lack of defense ni Carl Tamayo if he can score over, a lot of players. Pero anyway, sumunod naman is yung wear and tear, diba, yung injuries nga, age, schedule, availability. So, a lot of players sa current pool even right now ng Gilas, ang daming vets, ang daming mga 30 plus or mga unks. So, they've added young players like QMB sa pula, RJ, Juan Gomez de Leaño, and then officially inad nila si QMB and si RJ sa roster. And then ngayon na na-announce na si Japet Aguilar, might be his last game against yung second game sa Guam. Baka si Juan Gomez na yung susunod doon. Baka siya na yung next in line. Pero, di ba, before pa ma-announce na last game na ni Japet, lahat tayo, sinisisi natin si RJ. Baka si RJ yun nandyan. Which again, ayoko maging devil's advocate. Pero kasi, una sa lahat, QMB is a young big man. We asked for a young big man. RJ is a young point guard. We've been asking for a young point guard. Juan Gomez de Leaño is a young combo guard. And we've been also asking for a young combo guard. So, they've added RJ and QMB. For me, may wins pa din doon. Pero, gets ko yung Juan Gomez de Leaño na bakit hindi ngayon. Gets ko naman. Pero kung itatry ko na pumasok sa wireframe ng pag-iisip ni Coach Tim, devil's advocate. Kasi baka, ginamit nila tong window na to to let Juan Gomez de Leaño watch muna from the sidelines. Kumbaga, parang tatlong practice ka pa lang. Panoorin mo muna kami, sama ka muna sa team, which is kasama naman siya sa likod kanina against Guam. And then, after nun, pasok ka na namin. Mas alam mo na, mas may time ka na with the team, mas kabisado mo na. Maybe, a guy like Chris Newsome na ilang windows na, Asia Cup na hindi nagpe-perform, and I do understand why kasi 35 na si Chris Newsome. Maybe, as Scottie Thompson, since nandiyan na rin naman si RJ, diba? Or, other older statesmen sa team. Palitan ni Juan Gomez. Mali yung inaatake natin si RJ kasi RJ is a good addition to the team. Young point guard to. If you add QMB, RJ, and Juan Gomez de Leaño, tatlo, pasok mo sa roster, tatlong young players yun, na yun yung hinihiling natin. Diba? So, ang dapat tingnan natin dito, yung mga mas may edad. Pero anyway, a friend of mine also told me na ang biggest struggle or biggest source of frustration ng fans sa Gilas is that sometimes kasi kahit yung mga maliliit na bagay, nagfe-fail sila doon. Kahit yung mga small things or small decisions to push the program further or forward, they fail. And paano sila magsasucceed sa bigger scale? Paano sila magsasucceed sa mga bigger decisions? Paano sila magsascale up against, the bigger teams? Or mas, well-funded, mas talented na teams, kung pati yung mga maliliit na bagay, maliliit na decisions, hindi nila magawa. So, I agree, that's true. Pero at the same time, despite all of that, di ba, yung small wins na yun may seem insignificant, pero merong progress. Mabagal siya, pero meron. But ang question ngayon, ito na, pupunta tayo sa kabila. Ang question, yung small wins ba na yun, good enough ba yun? Diba? Kahit ako, hindi ako sure. Maybe right now, hindi pa siya enough kasi konti pa siya, maliit pa siya, and dapat siguro i-fast track na. Pero, ang masasabi ko lang is that kahit mabagal, and kahit minsan, diba, matigas ang ulo, rigid, I hope, diba, headed pa rin sila sa right direction. I hope, yung lahat ng small wins na yun, makita nila and ma-decide nila na parang maybe it is time to, to fast track everything. Kasi, kung titingnan mo siya na parang timbangan, kumbaga, ito yung small wins, and ito yung mga bagay na they should have done or should do. Like, kung timbangan to, yung small wins ba na to, mas mabigat? kaysa rito sa mga bagay na dapat ginawa or dapat ginawa nila. Right now, hindi ko siya masagot. Right now, hindi ko alam yung sagot. Pero, fortunately, and thinking about it right now, parang hindi rin masyado. Window 1 pa lang kasi. Diba? Parang maaga pa, pero at the same time, yung next window kasi, mabigat na yung kalaban. Diba? I do appreciate the small wins. I do. Pero, baka, kailangan na ng program ng mga mas malalaking wins soon. And I hope itong window 1 na to against Guam, na dikit yung laro, I hope itong window na to, maging sign siya na baka, it is time to speed things up. Baka time na nabilisan natin ng konti, na i-fast track na natin. Kasi kung sa ganitong pace na small wins pa, konti-konti, matatalo muna tayo sa Australia, tatambakan muna tayo ng New Zealand. So parang yun lang yung aking thinking about it. So yun lang naman, gusto ko lang na, wala akong talagang conclusion sa video na to. Kumbaga, gusto ko siya tapusin with a question. Yung small wins ba na to, mas may value ba siya sa mga bagay na they should have done or should do? So, yun lang naman ng akin. Even ako, hindi ko pa siya masagot. Pero I am leaning towards, yes, maybe lang yung small wins. Pero at the same time, lakihan natin yung wins.